Hello everyone! So, is it actually possible to lose weight without exercising? There are health recommendations for exercise. They recommend doing moderate activity for 150 minutes per week. But sometimes this isn't possible for everyone, and for me it's definitely not. I sadly have a back injury, and that means that sometimes I have to take a week or two off of exercise and I just need to take it chill, relaxed. But can I still lose weight when I'm not exercising? I highly recommend incorporating exercise into your lifestyle, into your routine if you can. I understand that some people really hate exercising, but it is honestly so good for you. It will give you a boost of endorphins, you'll feel happier afterwards. So as hard as it is while you're actually doing it, you will get a little buzz at the end, and it is so good just for your overall health. But if you can't exercise at all, or you can't exercise as much as you want, what can you put into place to actually still lose weight? Well, I have been thinking about this and trying to work out what I did to still lose weight even though I couldn't exercise as much as I wanted to, or sometimes just not exercise at all. So the first one may seem really obvious, but it is to cook yourself and not to eat out as often, and not to eat as many ready-made processed foods, just because they are usually quite high in calories or sugar or fat, and when you're eating out you have no idea what the calorie content is in that food, and you might be way into a calorie surplus just by one meal. Now of course we are allowed to eat out here and there, but maybe if you're someone that does it once a week, twice a week, you could cut that down to maybe every couple of weeks. Making little changes here and there will all add up in the long run and will help you lose weight overall. I for sure put on a lot of weight when I first got with my partner, because every week we would go out to dinner and then we would go to the cinema and have popcorn and drinks, and the weight did pile on. Or if you really can't bend from going out to eat every week, then maybe you could try and choose a healthier restaurant. Tip number 2 is to get enough sleep. I would love to get enough sleep every day, but sometimes it's just not that easy, and I'm still working on it. There are numerous studies that show if you don't get enough sleep, then the next day you tend to have higher cravings of sugary, fatty foods just to get your energy levels up. So if you can get enough sleep in, hopefully you can unconsciously make better food choices the next day that will help you lose weight overall. It has also been shown that drinking enough water every day is really important for weight management. Often hunger cues can get confused, so you can sometimes think you're hungry when actually you're just really thirsty. So it's definitely worth drinking a lot of water. It is vital for your body to keep moving, and as soon as you feel thirsty you are already dehydrated, so make sure you are drinking a lot all throughout the day. One thing I found really helpful with losing weight was choosing foods that have lower calories. I am a massive foodie, so I do love my food. I love the taste, I love cooking, but I have done my best to find foods that are lower calorie alternatives. So for example, I used to love Walker's salt and vinegar crisps. I absolutely love salt and vinegar crisps, but I now buy the hula hoop puffs, and they are just as good, they are just as nice. Actually, I think they're probably better because they're a lot lighter, they're less greasy, and they are a much lower calorie option. Another example is in the morning, I never used to eat breakfast, and then I started having a very small breakfast because I get up so early that my body just doesn't really want to eat a lot of food. So I used to always grab just a pain au chocolat. Now I have changed that out to raspberries and yogurt, and then I will sprinkle chia seeds or granola on top just to make it a bit more substantial, but still a nice light meal, and it is a lot lower in calorie than a pain au chocolat and a lot more nutritious. I would highly recommend going out there. If you're someone that loves their cheese, maybe just compare 2 different cheeses and see which one has lower calories and choose the lower calorie option. Even if it's just the difference between 10-50 calories, it will still add up to something great over a long period of time. Now this tip may not be for everyone, but I do swear by it, and I think this is the #1 reason I have been able to lose 10 kilograms so far, and that is calorie counting. Now like I say, I know this isn't right for everyone, but this is personally right for me. It means I know when I'm overindulging, when I'm just eating for the sake of it, when I'm not making the wisest choices for the amount of calories I have left in my day. It has made an amazing difference, and even if you don't want to do it all day every day, maybe just understanding how many calories are in a handful of potatoes or a handful of crisps, it just helps you get an understanding of how much you're actually consuming every day. I ignore all the fruit and veg counting because I don't think it's necessary to count something that's so low calorie, and also I don't want to be someone that turns down fruit and veg because I think, well actually it's going to put me over my calorie deficit. It is always important to make sure you're getting those micronutrients in from the fruit and veg, and not to shy away from foods that are healthy. Another tip I also found really helpful for losing weight when I couldn't exercise was getting a hobby, and that was actually YouTube. I started YouTube back in 2020 on a different channel, and it really helped during the whole lockdown situation, just having something to focus on and something to do instead of going home and just eating, because I am definitely a comfort eater. I used to eat for comfort very often during that period. It was a very stressful work environment for me. I was working in the NHS throughout lockdown and it was stressful. So it was so easy for me just to go on my way home, grab some food and sit at home and just eat it just for comfort, because I personally found it as a stress reliever. So finding a hobby and finding something to keep me busy was really good, because then I would actually listen to my hunger cues and eat when I was hungry and not just eat for the sake of it. And the other great thing as well is that getting a hobby can keep you active anyway, depending on what it is. So even if you don't want to do exercise, just getting more active throughout the day is a great bonus. So if you are able to take the steps instead of the escalator or the lift, then definitely try doing it. I know it's technically doing exercise, but it's just being more active. It's not going to the gym or running a marathon. It is just doing little things throughout the day just to build up your calorie expenditure every day, and hopefully doing those extra steps and walking up those stairs will put you in a calorie deficit every day, and then you should start to see the weight floating off. And my final tip for losing weight without exercising is to eat slower and chew more and stop when you're full, which sounds all very easy, but I know in practice it's not as easy if you're rushing around because you're at work, you've got 10 other things to be doing at the exact same time. It is not always that easy. But there have been many studies that show that slowing down your eating can help you feel more satisfied with your meal. And in one study where they compared slow eating to fast eating, they found that the participants that ate slower ate 150 calories less than when the same participants ate quickly. And when there was a meta-analysis done of multiple studies across the board, all testing for very similar or the same things, the people that ate quickly were less satisfied with their meal and ate more. And even when they finished, they still felt hungry. Now, the meta-analysis did say that there needs to be more study on slower eating for weight control or weight loss, but I think these studies do prove that eating slower is definitely better, just so that you feel more satisfied with your meal and don't overindulge, don't eat more calories than you actually need or your body actually wants. These are things I'm definitely going to start putting into practice for myself, as well as just drinking more water. I am honestly not very good at drinking water. I've challenged myself to drink 2 litres every day for this year. It was my New Year's resolution, and we're just going to keep plodding along with that and trying to drink as much water as we can throughout the day. But if you guys have any other tips for losing weight without exercise, please do drop a comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!